Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and this is my WWE Friday Night Smackdown review for June 2nd of 2023. We are getting deep into the summer for professional wrestling, and tonight was the celebration of 1,000 days for your tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Now, he hit 1,000 days this past Saturday in Saudi Arabia, but they're choosing to celebrate it here on Friday Night Smackdown. We were told we were getting a new championship belt. On top of that, we had multiple qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank ladder matches. And there were some other things that were done that had all the implications of being a good show. So your question is, coming into my review, Alyx, was it a good show? Are you coming out more excited about things to come for WWE? I'll give you my answer with my thoughts of the new championship belt. And I feel like how I feel about the championship belt is exactly how I feel about the WWE product as a whole. When they unveiled the new title, and the new championship it's essentially the same design as the WWE and Universal Championships. It has that big fat W on the front, and then the plating and the design is essentially the same. It's just different colors. One's a black belt, the other is a blue belt. This one is a gold belt. It's literally the exact same belt, but gold. So, my reaction to seeing that belt was, whatever. That is how I feel about WWE now. Whatever. Are there some good things about the product? Yes. But ultimately, nothing about this screams must see. Nothing about this is a show that you should go out of your way to waste your time on. Nothing about this product screams, I care about producing the best television show possible. Because the people running this show don't care about quality. What they care about is what's going to make us money. And sometimes when you're so focused on money, quality gets sacrificed. When I saw that championship belt, I said that is the most laziest way to introduce a new belt. And it's telling. When the new belt was introduced, the crowd didn't even react to it. It got no reaction. The crowd wasn't bad tonight either. The crowd tonight was actually pretty decent. I gotta give it to them. They were loud. Especially for LA Knight, LA Knight, yeah, versus Montez Ford. They were all in, no pun intended, on LA Knight, and they booed Montez. Montez was treated like a heel tonight. He was treated like the villain. And he worked pretty well in that role as well. I just wanted to say that. But when that crowd got to that world title, and they saw that new design, they went, it was like, of course you did that. Of course we're keeping the same belt, but just changing the color. They've been doing that since 2000. When did they introduce the new belt with The Rock? 2013, right? That's my problem. For over a decade now, they've had the same fucking design. It's just changing the colors. It's lazy. The women's championships, the Universal and the WWE Championship are all the exact same title design. It's just different colors. With the World Heavyweight Championship, at the very least, it was a completely different design, same concept, big fat W on the front, but different way of doing it, and it played into the World Heavyweight Championship. I actually like, can I say it? I like the World Heavyweight Championship design better than the new, Universal World? I'll get into that when we actually talk about the belt, because I still don't know what this means for the past championship reigns. Are we consolidating all the championship reigns into one belt? Maybe. We'll talk about that later. But I had to think that they had to know that this design was not going to get over very well. You didn't give us a new belt. You just changed the color. The only good thing that came from this is now that Roman is past 1,000 days, they dropped one of the belts. That's it. They literally fused both belts into one. So Roman is no longer carrying around two belts, which is good, thank God, because that was getting on my nerves. But at the same time, I'm just like, you had an opportunity. You had an opportunity here to introduce a brand new belt. And you already knew that the fans wanted a Winged Eagle belt. And something tells me I think Triple H did too. But then Vince McMahon jumped back in and said, nah, that's not going to happen. Because I'm almost certain, with the way the World Heavyweight Championship looks, something tells me Triple H tried to bring back a new version of the Winged Eagle belt. I think he wanted to, because they were teasing it. They were teasing that for a long time. But we got this belt instead, so it was kind of weird. But yeah, I look at that new belt and I go, that's how I feel about the WWE product. The Bloodline continues to be the best thing about this show. But everything else does not matter. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's the truth. What do you want me to say? The women's division? What women's division? You want me to talk about how during this Grayson Waller talk show, which I'm very confused about, it's one of those things where I'm like, isn't the whole idea of giving someone a talk show to highlight their personality? Like, Edge having a talk show makes sense because he has a big personality. Miz having a talk show makes sense because he has a big personality. But Grayson Waller, I'm like, what's... Alright. Even in NXT, I never thought of Grayson Waller as a big personality. I thought of him more as like a great in-ring performer. But giving him a talk show, I'm like, why though? Okay. Maybe it's one of those things where they gave him a talk show so he can improve on his personality. I don't know. Like even Carlito. Carlito had a personality. But alright, regardless. You had Asuka out there, and then you had the same dead trope. Horrible, outdated dead trope where you had wrestlers interrupting each other. These women were coming back at one after another, and no one stood out except for Bianca Belair, who came out and attacked Asuka. And here I was getting excited for Io Sky versus Asuka, because at first I was like, yes ma'am, Io Sky and Asuka, let's go. Nah, we're getting Bianca and Asuka. They already told you who's winning Money in the Bank. They basically told that to you. Unless we do Bianca and Asuka again at Money in the Bank, that's different, and then we end up doing that Money in the Bank match with some other people, which would be nice, because I think aren't they doing like three for each show, 3 men from each show, and 3 women from each show, so 6 total for each match. We'll have to see. I don't even know how WWE plans on doing this themselves, but I don't think they know. But yeah, when I saw all those women coming out back to back, I just rolled my eyes. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, if I'm going to be honest with you, the only thing worth watching were the last 30 minutes. Because the last 30 minutes included LA Knight, Montez Ford, and then the Bloodlines. That's it. Watch the last 30 minutes, skip the first 1 hour and 30. Because that's how it is now. It's just fluff. There's no storytelling. There are no storylines. There are no attempts of creating an interesting show. It's all just fluff. We have gotten away from developing the roster. This is one of the things I loved about Triple H, because at the very least, even when he was on this trend of bringing back all these talents, all of them had something to do. Were all the storylines a hit? No. Were all the character directions, character developments, were all of them a hit? No. Some of them were, some of them not. At the very least, they were doing something. They were involved in a story arc where they could develop a relationship with the fans and connect. There was something going on. Now, people are just showing up and shit's just happening. And I hate it. There is no attempt to make us care. And so WWE is going to run into a big problem now when the Bloodline storyline ends. And it's looking like it's ending really, really soon. Because Roman Reigns just excommunicated, it looks like he just excommunicated Jimmy Uso. When Solo attacked him at the end of the show and left Jey Uso to fall in line, make his own decision, you know where that's going to go. This is coming to an end very soon. It really does feel like we're entering the last period of the Bloodline storyline. So, I did see that Roman Reigns is going to be here all the way up to SummerSlam. They showed his schedule. He's going to be on every show. Every Smackdown show up till SummerSlam. It looks like it. So that might be it. I think we're about to wrap this up. We're getting ready to wrap up this Roman Reigns title reign. Which is good. At this point, he has nothing left to do. He's already surpassed 1,000 days. When he reaches SummerSlam, he would surpass so whose championship reign? So it's Hulk Hogan, Pedro Morales, Bob Backlund, Bruno Sammartino, and then there's one more. I'm trying to think. So Roman Reigns, I think, is number 5 or 6. Someone will have to go back and really look at the list. I think by the time he reaches SummerSlam, Roman Reigns will have the 4th longest reign in history. Because he will have surpassed whoever 1027 is. Someone look that up for me. So that's big. Someone just said Pedro Morales. Thank you. So it's Pedro Morales. He will have surpassed Pedro Morales by the time we get to SummerSlam. Crazy. That's crazy, man. After that, what do you do? There's nothing else for you to do. We're good. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We have a lot to get to. I am going to talk about SmackDown. I am gonna give you a review because I said I would. I don't really feel enthusiastic about it. I wasn't enthusiastic about my Raw review either, but I told you that we're back full time. So we're back to talking about Raw and SmackDown up until SummerSlam. If things don't improve, look guys, I'm serious when I say this. If things don't improve by the time SummerSlam shows up, what are we doing? I'm gonna find a different way to go about this, because I really thought about whether I should just consolidate my WWE thoughts into one video, because it's gotten so bad now that these weekly shows mean absolutely nothing. They mean nothing. I mean, for my channel, it's good to do these reviews. It's good to do these reviews for my channel. But to watch them on a regular basis, especially when people are not even watching these shows as much, because they're given no reason to watch them. Like, I feel like it would just be better for me to just consolidate both shows like they consolidated the Universal Championship and the World Championship, the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. Then yeah, I would definitely feel like that would be the best way to go about it. It actually will make that live review even more important, instead of just splitting it up into two, where, let's just be real, half of you don't even watch the shows anyways. But we'll have to see how that plays out. And I think when it's all said and done, that will most likely work better for me, because if we're bringing in Collision, AEW Collision, which is going to be another live stream review, then I can make up for it. Personally, this can just be an AEW channel. I'll do Dynamite and Collision and then do one live stream for WWE, except for pay-per-views. I'll talk about all pay-per-views. That's fine with me. But in terms of like weekly shows, yeah, Collision, I'm going to be real with you. Collision is looking like that's going to be my show. For real, Collision is looking like that's going to be the show for me, if I'm being real with you. Collision looks like it's going to be fire. It is going to be the best wrestling show out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get to it. We're going to go ahead and talk about SmackDown. We're going to go ahead and talk about any other wrestling news I can come up with. But first, let's pay these bills. Let's talk about the sponsorship. Let's talk about the live chat. Let's talk about all this other stuff, my social media, and then get right to the review. So if this is the first time you're watching me, I apologize, because usually I'm more enthusiastic about these shows. I'm not tonight. I'm having to make up in other aspects to make this review interesting, and you can see by me bringing up other topics. But still, if you like what I had to say, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership, click that join button, and get the opportunity. Get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, and give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, VENMO, and yes, super chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. But most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. America, the remix. The remix. T-shirt made by It's Jane Ox and Firestar Heart. All this down below in the description box. And today's sponsor is the Extra Wallet. Changing the way you carry your items one day at a time. I can get you 40% off for a new Extra Wallet today. So if you're looking for something more sleek, more convenient to hold your cards, to hold your items, and you're a minimalist, you're not someone that likes big bulky wallets, you might want to check this out. So let's get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get to some shout out. Today's video is sponsored by Exter. In today's age, old leather wallets are a thing of the past. People are looking for something more efficient. That's where Exter comes in. It can fit in your front pocket or any other space convenient for your access. It is the perfect smart wallet for minimalists that only carry essential items such as credit cards and IDs. It also has a cool pop-up feature that allows you to see what's inside, so you always know what you're getting out. Plus, it comes with its own tracker that connects with your phone, so if you ever misplace it, you can instantly find it. Amazing designs, amazing features, all at amazing prices. And today, if you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlyx, you can get 40% off any purchase you make. I truly believe this is a great gift, and it's changing the way people carry their items. So don't hesitate. Use the link below and get you a wallet today. Alright, thank you all so much for being here. It is very important that you guys show some love to the moderators. So please, show some love to Ultra Shout 97, Firestar Heart, Elias Ademi, Big MGM, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, and everyone's favorite, Khalil does everything. Everything! Oh, everything. Because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. It looks like the live chat is back. So we had some technical issues on Wednesday where the live chat was not showing up. And now it's back. And I think everything is back to normal when it comes to Streamlabs. I saw that they had to change some things up, and that's why it wasn't working. But now that everything is back to normal, I'm so happy to see you all. So I'm just curious, how do y'all feel about the new championship design? We'll talk about that at the end. of the stream. But go ahead and get your thoughts in. Get your thoughts in on SmackDown. And most importantly, please like the video. We got over 100 people in here. It is very important. It is imperative that you guys like the video, because the more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost the algorithm by hitting that like button. Let's not waste any time, man. Let's get right to the shoutouts. We got, and I gotta give this guy a special shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, Franklin Torres. Now, the reason why I'm shouting him out first is because he, along with our Super Chat champion, Nickname I, made history on this channel by donating a combined, and I'm not joking you, a combined $1,050 during the Super Chat Championship at AEW Double or Nothing. So I gotta give him a round of applause, because that is huge. What he did was really take this channel to another level, and I gotta tell him, and I'm gonna continue to tell him how grateful I am for him, how awesome he is. And seriously, what you did was, it really hit me here. And best believe that money's gonna be put to great use. It's gonna be used to not just get me a PS5, although that's what you guys want. Trust me, I'm gonna get me a PS5. Don't worry, you gave me plenty to work with. But I also want to change the scenery in this room. I want to get an actual background. I want to get a different green screen, because the one I got is garbage. And then maybe put some lights in the background to spice things up, to make my live streams a bit more enjoyable to watch. And for real, I really do want to make this channel the best wrestling channel, period. So work with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited for what's to come, but thanks so much, Franklin Torres. I literally had to stop the stream to give him his props, because that was crazy, in a good way, what you just did for the channel. And you should be commended for that, sir. So Franklin Torres, you're the man. And I hope you're around to defend, or excuse me, to challenge, because you know, although you were champ, unfortunately you fell to the coloss that is Nickname I. Maybe you'll be around in the future to challenge him again. Perhaps, maybe All In, All Out, or maybe even Forbidden Door. Something to think about. Definitely something to think about. Thank you all for subscribing, by the way. I noticed that my subscriptions have jumped. They've jumped ever since I started doing shorts. And if I ever, and I did talk about this.
Women's MITB needs to fail cash in this year.
Who was the last women's champ to fail a cash in? Did a woman ever fail a cash in before? Of course.
Nickname Mai as my tribal chief.
He said, acknowledge him. $50 by Franklin Torres. See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm going to do what I can to help spruce things up to make this a very, very fun place to be. All right, back to shoutouts. We got from Browntown, Mr. Robert Brown, Pave Enthusiast, JJ, who let the dogs out? Bulldog. We also got Jadis Young, who I haven't seen in a while. King of Heckle Mundo. Showing some love to Mr. Brown, saying, welcome to Browntown. I'm happy that I'm able to elevate the people in the live chat as well. That just feels like fun when I can elevate the people around me. I guess that's what the best do, right? They make people better. Let me see here. Not a lot of people are liking this new title design. I was hoping maybe some would. No, not a lot of people. Darcy Chatham. I see John Beal II. I see Monaco 42. Tony S. Project Santi. Midnight Joker. I think I see Le Mexico. The Cerebral Assassin Christopher Carter. I see Jay Jenkins. Good to have you here, Mr. J. I just gave you your title. I just gave you your nickname, your tagline. What's good, Mr. J? We got Mr. J Jenkins. My dude, come back every time so I can give that to you. Mr. J Jenkins, Jason Lewis, Brandon Loves Sports TV. Says Asuka slapping hands with the fans as a heel. I don't know, man. That was one of those things where I just let it go. We got Wrestle Spider. Good to have you here, Wrestle Spider. Shadow Star Rachel S. She says, hi, Alex. Hi back to you. And let's give the last one to... Ooh, who's it gonna go? Who's it gonna go to? I don't know. It's a big crowd. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to JoJo. Oh, JoJo. Not that JoJo, but JoJo. All right, guys, please don't be offended if I don't say your name. I do want to go ahead and get to this broadcast. I do want to go ahead and pause super chats as well, but also just go ahead and run through this because, again, when it comes to SmackDown, when it comes to weekly television with WWE, these shows are getting more and more pointless. They don't have any structure. They don't have any direction. They're not really doing much. For me. Okay? I watch shows to be more connected. I watch these shows to get more invested in what these guys are doing. And if 30 minutes out of a 2-hour show is worth a damn, that's not a show worth watching. Now imagine it being 3 hours. That's even worse. If 30 minutes out of a 3-hour show is worth a damn, that's not a good show. It's not. But ultimately, people came out of this show saying it was good because of the last 30 minutes. So, any other reviewer will say, it was a good show. It was a good old hearty time. I'm going to be real with you. A good 2/3 of the show, if not 3/4, excuse me, I know my math, a good 3/4 of the show was a waste of time. It was boring. But the last 1/4 was great. I might even say excellent. But you want a full show review. So I'm here to give you a full show review. I'm going to go in order. I'm going to go from the top to the bottom. Because I do have a lot to say. Starting off with Mr. Austin Theory. Austin Theory opened up the show. And I almost fell asleep. Came out talking about how I'm the future. I beat John Cena at WrestleMania. In comparison to Roman Reigns, I've held this United States Championship for over 1,000 days myself. Because I'm the chosen one. And when you look at me, you think the future. And then he brings out Pretty Deadly. And they're all like, yeah, he's the future. And then they point at him. And then Sheamus comes out with the Brawling Brutes. And I'm like, this is fucking... Look, I'm one of the first to say, and probably in the minority as well, when Austin Theory failed his cash in, I thought that was the best thing that can happen to him. Number one, I didn't think he was ready to be world champion, so that was the right move to make. But also, he's been missing that special something. He's been missing it. And I thought having him lose the Money in the Bank contract was going to give him that edge. Was going to give him that missing, that it factor, that missing aspect about his, whether it's his personality or just him as a character, that would make people go, he's the future. I mean, think about Randy Orton. Think about Randy Orton in 2000. Man, you know what? When he debuted in 2002, you knew Randy Orton had something special about him. Just by looking at him. It's just, he was missing that something. Then they put him with Evolution, and you just knew. You just knew, like, oh yeah, he's a future world champion. He's literally one of the best wrestlers today. And within years, it didn't even take him that long. Within years, he was world champion, the youngest world champion. And he's one of the best wrestlers of all time. You look at John Cena, you said the same thing. When he came out and confronted Kurt Angle, ruthless aggression. You knew something was special about this kid. When I look at Austin Theory, you see the potential. You see how he could end up being something special. But something is off. Something is not connecting. And I think when John Cena cut that promo on him and said, I don't believe anything that you're doing. I don't believe a single thing about you. You are phony. You are fake. You are generic. You are playing a character. You are playing a role. They had to pipe in crowd noise to make them care about you. And John Cena told him, the worst thing about this is after WrestleMania, you're either going to lose to me or you're going to beat me and people are going to think that you don't matter. And John Cena was right. Because ever since he beat John Cena, I've been sitting here going, they've done literally nothing with Austin Theory. There's nothing special about this kid. There's nothing special about Austin. There is nothing special about Austin Theory. He's generic. He looks great and he can wrestle. But personality-wise, he doesn't stand out. Looks-wise, in terms of uniqueness, he doesn't really connect with anything. All that talent and all that package, and he's doing nothing with it. He just comes out and just goes, I'm the future. I'm the future, but you're not the now. And right now, you suck. Sorry, that's the short. There's nothing special about Austin Theory. So they had this 6-man tag with Brawling Brutes and Austin Theory and the Pretty Boys, Pretty Deadly one. And that was it. I didn't care. Can we send Sheamus to Raw? I mean, we might as well just let Sheamus jump ship to Raw anyways, because it doesn't fucking matter whether these talents show up on Raw and SmackDown. Might as well let Sheamus go and fight Gunther for the IC title that he never won. Yeah, that 6-man tag was literally nothing. Skip it. It's not really worth your time. They had these video packages of Roman Reigns and his 1,000-day title run playing throughout the night, essentially telling you that's the only thing that matters. And yeah, that was the only thing that mattered. And then we got, oh God. And then we got Hit Row with Flop Dollar. I mean, Top Dollar. And Adonis taking on the Good Brothers. Remember Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows? Oh, you do? Because I didn't. I forgot they were a thing. I don't even say that to be facetious. I literally forgot. I literally forgot these guys even mattered. So, real quick, before I even talk about the match, can you guys come with me? Can you guys come with me, real quick, to Twitter? Because AJ Francis, aka Flop Dollar, I mean Top Dollar, he did something that you should never do. Because you know what they always say. You don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't piss in the wind, and you don't confront me-chan, Mia Yim on Twitter. Because it never goes well for anybody. Just ask Shelton Benjamin. So come with me to Twitter. So, AJ Francis made a freaking video called the OC Diss. Because he tried it. Me-chan, Mia Yim, responded, Mid-chan, girl, at least I'm out here working. Keep looking cute on the side with your little boys, right? Now, he could have just taken the L, not respond, but he decided to respond. Here's what he said. Gave her a thumbs down, right? Like, that was a whack-ass diss. And I was like, my dude, what you doing? And so she responded by saying, that's everyone when y'all come out without swerve. Damn! Damn! God damn! Woo! Damn! Why you do that to that boy? She went there. Oh, yep. She went there. Take your L. Take that L, Flop Dollar. I did that one on purpose. I don't know why you thought you was gonna come after me again and thought you was gonna do something. And then tonight, Hit Row went in there and lost to the OC. They lost to him. They got beat. What a bunch of losers, man. They are booked like losers. What a bunch of weak jobbers. Hit Row, out of all the people that WWE has brought back, the ones that have absolutely, no pun intended, flopped was Hit Row. It was a group meant to get Swerve over. And now that Swerve is not there, God, this group sucks. Oh my God, what a weak group. I'm at the point now where I'm like, can we just do a different gimmick? Because this ain't it. This ain't it, Chief. It's not it. I'm sorry. It's just not working. It's not a good gimmick. It's just not. No one cares. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. No one cares. So, yeah, man. I mean, that's Hit Row now. No one cares. He went there and he got roasted, both on TV and off screen. The live chat's going crazy about it, though. The live chat is roasting the hell out of Top Flop Dollar. The flop of the top. All right, back to this SmackDown review. Okay, what happened after the Good Brothers took out Hit Row? Isn't that when we got Grayson Waller? Oh, God. Grayson Waller. So, everything I said about Austin Theory, I feel the same way about Grayson Waller. Great inside there. Oh my God, Grayson Waller's in-ring ability is immaculate. He is amazing inside that ring. But God, is he generic as a personality. You could, if I put Grayson Waller and Austin Theory right next to each other, they all, okay, The Miz, Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, they all act the same way. They do not stand out. It's just that Miz has a better personality. Not as good of a wrestler as either one of Austin Theory or Grayson Waller. Matter of fact, I think out of those three names I just named you, I think Austin Theory is the overall better athlete. But in terms of personality, Miz beats them both. But they're all essentially in the same fucking camp. They're all cut from the same cloth. And so I'm seeing Grayson Waller go out there. They give him this big introduction, and I'm just like, there's nothing special about this dude. That was completely unnecessary. Get to the fucking point. But clearly they see a lot in Grayson Waller. I don't. But like I said with Austin Theory, just because you have a lot of potential doesn't mean that you're great. It's just that you have a lot of potential. And that's the same way I feel about Grayson Waller. A man with a lot of potential that isn't really doing anything for me right now. But anyways, Asuka comes out. He introduces Asuka. And the first thing I see is Asuka shaking hands with the fans, which is like, I thought you were a heel. Why is a heel shaking hands with the fans? Interesting. Okay. And then she comes out speaking Japanese. And before she can even say too much, Io Sky goes out there. So, pause right here before I talk about the rest of the segment, because the rest of the segment was garbage. When I saw Io Sky come out, for like 10 seconds, I got excited. For 10 seconds, I was like, finally! Yes! Io Sky and Asuka, a feud I have been waiting to see since Io came to WWE. I was I was excited. I was like, let's go. Let's go. An actual feud, an actual match that I would pay good money. And here's the thing with these two. The thing about Asuka and Io Sky is this. They slow down on purpose. They purposely slow down and hold back their style because of who they're working with. You put these two in the ring with each other, oh, it's going to be some New Japan Pro Wrestling crap. They're about to massacre each other. I cannot wait. I need this match. See, I'm going to tell you to you like this, because clearly Bianca Belair is going to fight Asuka at Money in the Bank. Get past that. Get past that, please. So then we can get Io Sky and Asuka at SummerSlam. That's what we need. We need Io Sky and Asuka at SummerSlam. Now, in terms of who wins Money in the Bank, let me see who's on the women's. Let me see who's in the women's match first. But I kind of feel like they're gonna give it to Bayley. And I think Bayley is going to fail her cash in. Because that just feels right. I feel like that's Bayley's to fail. But if you want to give it to someone who will be successful, sure, Io Sky. That feels more right. But regardless, yeah, I was excited. I was excited for Io Sky. And then 10 seconds went by, and then the segment went to shit. Because after Io came out, then Bayley came out. And then Shotzi Blackheart came out. And then she's interrupted by Lacey Evans. And then she's interrupted by Zelina Vega. And it's like, all of them didn't even get a chance to say anything. They all just came out and got interrupted and interrupted and interrupted. And it's like, shit. We're back to this shit now. This is a trope I thought we were done with. We're back to interrupting people during promos. That's a Vince McMahon trope I wish would die. Because no one gets over. They all look like dweebs and geeks. Something nobody cares about. And so when they all came out, Asuka left the ring and then she got attacked by Bianca Belair. So the only thing that mattered was Bianca Belair attacking Asuka. So they were all just fluff until Bianca went out there. I hate it. I hate how we set up programs like this. It's lazy. It's lazy booking. It's lazy. I didn't like the segment. Sorry. Do I think the match will be good in terms of Money in the Bank? I have to see who's going to be in it, but there's a potential that with the participants, it'll be a good match. I'm not hating on the match per se. I just think the build up to it is god awful. Period. Like these shows are god awful. But yeah, that was so bad. It was bad. Cameron Grimes is talking about Baron Corbin backstage. He didn't really do much. Lacey Evans lost to Zelina Vega, so Zelina will be going to Money in the Bank. We'll be competing in Money in the Bank. And then we get to the last 30 minutes. Thank God. So, literally, this is the best part of the show. These last 30 minutes with LA Knight, Montez Ford, and then the Bloodline segment. The celebration. Are the only things worth watching. So, this segment between Montez Ford and Let Me Talk to Ya, LA Knight. Yeah. This match was really, really fun. And the crowd helped because they were booing Montez Ford. They booed the piss out of him. Because they were solely in the corner of LA Knight. The fans are not gonna boo LA Knight. The fans are telling you, I don't give a damn what you're booking him like. We like LA Knight. They like LA Knight. He's so charismatic and he's so fun. And quite frankly, he's one of the best things about WWE right now. So yeah, you should let fans boo. You should let fans cheer him. And let fans boo Montez Ford here. I think, honestly, if they want to have Montez Ford be a heel, be a singles heel, I would go for that. I think that would be great. I mean, would you? Because I think it would be awesome. So, The match was really good. Very fun. But ultimately, I think, didn't like, freaking LA Knight did like a springboard moonsault and missed it. That was crazy. And then Montez Ford hit a rock bottom. We already know who he's patterning his moveset after. But yeah, LA Knight does win. But he cheated. He grabbed the ropes because he's a heel. Regardless, he won the fans' pop for it. And he is now qualifying in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So, just early thoughts about Money in the Bank. If Cody Rhodes is not in the Money in the Bank contract match, if he's not in the match, LA Knight, and I mean this, the one who needs to win this is LA Knight. If Cody Rhodes is not, and I mean this, if they are not planning to have Cody Rhodes cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase on Roman Reigns, your next choice should be LA Knight. Because LA Knight, that is someone who could bring legitimacy to that world title and also the Money in the Bank briefcase. I do think when he cashes in, if he wins it, he should cash in and win. Now, I wouldn't have him go after the WWE Universal Championship. I would have him cash in on Seth Rollins. That's more of where LA Knight. That's more of where LA Knight should be. Not on SmackDown, because he's not going to cash in on Roman successfully. Even when Cody Rhodes beats Roman, it's nah. Although that would be a great program, LA Knight and Cody Rhodes. But ultimately, if you want my honest opinion, yeah, if it's not Cody Rhodes, it should be LA Knight. There's no one else that should win that briefcase other than those two. I'm serious. If it's not Cody Rhodes or LA Knight, then this is a waste. Yeah, next up is the celebration of 1,000 days. So, let's talk about one little thing before we even get to the 1,000 days. Triple H came out. The game came out, and he clearly had a championship belt to reveal because he had it covered in a cloth. He put over Roman Reigns. He made him feel like $1 million. Told him that he made history by being the longest reigning champ in over 4 decades. And then he unveiled the new championship belt. There it is. That is your new undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Now, I have a problem with certain things about this. First off, why are we calling it the Undisputed Championship? It would only be undisputed if there was one belt. We have 2 world champions now. So we shouldn't be calling it the Undisputed Championship. Because there isn't an undisputed champion. It's just the WWE Universal Championship. It is. It's just WWE Universal. But alright, fine, that's already crazy. But the second problem, and I talked about this at the beginning of the stream. This isn't different than the other belts. One of my biggest issues with WWE is how lazy they are with their title designs. When you look at the WWE, Universal, and the women's, both Raw and SmackDown titles, they don't have any distinction between them except for the color. The blue belt is the Universal title. The black and gold belt is the WWE title. The red and white belt is the Raw Women's Championship, and the blue and white belt. It's literally the exact same design, just different colors. That's lazy. It's lazy. It doesn't make me think the belt is all that special. Now, someone just asked me, do I think at least the color works better with this design? I guess. Sure. I guess gold works better than red and blue. Okay. It's still lazy. You can say the color works better and also say it's lazy. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. It looks, I guess it's the best looking belt out of all the Universal titles. Fine, but it's still lazy. And so that immediately put me off. When I saw the championship belt, I was like, that's... You went out of your way to make a completely different belt design for the World Heavyweight Championship, and it worked out for the better. But here, you just decided not to do that? That's super lazy. Everyone thought they were bringing back the Winged Eagle belt. I swear to God, that's what they thought. But guess what? So they just consolidated both the WWE and Universal Championships into one belt. So now I have another question. What does that mean for the past championship reigns? So, like, during the time period when one guy was Universal Champion and the other guy was WWE Champion, does that now all fall under one belt? Because that's confusing. We're still calling it the Universal Championship. Clearly, look at that. It's called the Universal Championship. But it's also including the WWE Championship lineage, right? Because I'm confused now where we see this belt. You know, I really would have rather they just call it the WWE Championship. Like that name, Universal Championship. Just stop calling it the Universal Championship. Just call it the WWE Championship. That's all you gotta do. You want to call it the WWE World Championship? Well, you can't, because we got the World Heavyweight Championship and then we got the WWE Championship. The Universal title, I just never thought the Universal Championship and its lineage was all that important. I just didn't care. So to me, them consolidating the belts makes sense. I just wish it would have gone with the WWE Championship name instead of the Universal Championship. Whatever. It's the undisputed. Okay, the undisputed Universal Championship. It's confusing. There's so many things about this that confuse me. And on top of that, I just don't care about the belt. It just follows the same tropes as everything else, man. It's lazy. But regardless, give me your thoughts about that. For real, just give me your thoughts about that, because I'm curious. I might be the only one that just thinks it was lazy. And someone just asked me, so does WWE drop the other two belts? I'm assuming they do. I hope they do. I hope they don't plan. This is what I'm scared of. I'm scared, and I mean this. I'm scared that they're going to, and I hope this isn't true, I'm terrified that they're going to give Roman 3 belts. I hope they drop the other two title designs and just gave him this one belt. If they gave Roman 3 belts, that would have been the dumbest thing you could have done, because that's just lazy. That's lazy. It's lazy. I'm sorry. At some point in time, you start to hurt the talent with the way you book your shows. And if you give Roman 3 belts, that's like, okay, stop. Now you're just shitting on the belt designs. You're shitting on the championship lineage. Just get one belt. Just one belt, please. No, don't give him 3 other belts. No, one belt. That's all we need. So anyways, let's get to the segment, the actual segment, because seriously, the best part about this show was what they did here with the Bloodline. So Roman Reigns comes out. He's given the new undisputed WWE Universal Championship belt, the big gold belt. And before he could even say anything, he says, "Acknowledge me." And then the Usos come out. The Usos interrupt him. Oop, they interrupt the tribal chief? What? They did. They interrupted him. And they go to a commercial break. I was done. I was like, whatever, man. Again, I told you there was a good 1/4 of the show that was good, but then the other 3/4 you're just like, whatever the fuck. Okay, so we come back from commercial break and we get to the segment. We see Jimmy Uso square up, get in front of Roman Reigns. I ain't scared of you. Roman looks at Jay and goes, kick him in the face. I said, kick him in the face. He kicked me in the face. I'm your tribal chief. Don't let him do to me what I wouldn't do to you. Although, he did. So, Jay is conflicted. Jay is like, I don't know if I can do it. That's my brother. And then Jimmy stops Roman and goes, Jay ain't gonna do nothing. You're over here telling Jay to fix this. The only thing that needs fixing, the only thing that one more time, the only thing that needs fixing is you, Roman. That's what Jimmy said. He told Roman the only thing that needs fixing is you. He says he did what he did in Saudi. He said he did what he did in Saudi, not to be the tribal chief, not to lead the bloodline, but because he was being a brother. Jimmy was being a brother to Jay. Brothers treat brothers with love, because Roman was pushing around Jay and mistreating him and abusing him. And Jimmy says brothers treat brothers with love and respect, and lately Roman hasn't been such a good brother. He's been a complete fucking jerk. He asks what kind of brother hurts and betrays and lies to his own family. It says Roman has gone crazy. He's gone mad with power. Mad with power. Jay is his brother. It's embedded in him to protect, and so is Solo. And he warns them that he warns him then Roman will use him. He warns Solo that Roman is going to use you. He's going to abuse you, and then when he's done with you, he's going to kick you to the dirt. Roman takes claim for the Uso chance, because they're going at that point, and reminds them the only reason why people care about you is because of me. I made you relevant. The island of relevancy is why people care about you. And then he says, Solo, tell him how you feel. And Solo gets the microphone. He sits there for a minute, contemplating, building drama. Goes to speak. He says, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief, but these are my brothers. And then he goes over to the Usos. And it looks like the bloodline is standing against Roman. And Roman is on an island by himself. And then Roman goes to buck up to Jimmy, and then Jimmy shoved Roman in his face, and you're like, ooh, this is getting good. And you're thinking, oh man, so this is it. This is it for the bloodline, right? And then Jay stepped in. Jay's like, stop. Everyone stop. Okay, this is not what family is. We need to love each other. We need to be there for one another. We have to be there for each other. Otherwise, there's no point to what we do, because we're a family. We're Samoans. This is the Samoan dynasty. This is the bloodline. Jay tried to be mediator and bring everyone together. And Jimmy's like, yeah, you know what? Look, man, let's do it the right way. Let's take over WWE as a family. None of this abusive shit. And then Roman gets emotional. Goes in to hug Jimmy. Gives him a hug. And during the hug, he pulls up the microphone and goes, no. Backs away. Looks at Solo. Solo, who just a second ago said he was on his side, then turns and boom! Gives Jimmy Uso a Samoan spike and lays him out. Jay is like, what? Roman, Solo, and Heyman walk away. So, this is their way of saying Jimmy Uso has been excommunicated from the group. Jimmy Uso has been excommunicated. That's it. He's out. Jimmy Uso is out of the bloodline. And then Paul Heyman goes up to Roman and goes, what about Jay? And then Roman says, he'll fall in line. He looks back, and you see this look of sorrow. This look of, you made me do it. You made me do it, Jimmy. And then the show goes off. This was so good. This, again, the amount of storytelling, the acting, the overall just production of what they're doing with the bloodline is some of the best television that's ever happened in WWE. This shit is cinema. This is a TV show. This is the type of stuff that makes TV shows. This is great storytelling. Yeah, Jimmy's gone. Jimmy's out. But because Jimmy is out, you already know how this has to end now. Paul Heyman's like, what about Jay? They're bringing Jay Uso to the forefront because this whole thing started with Jay Uso, therefore it has to end with Jay Uso. So I'm very curious to know where things are going to go, because Jimmy's gone. Jimmy is no longer in the bloodline, so he's been excommunicated. So now it's just Jay, Solo, Roman, and Paul Heyman. Now we got, I think, 2 months? 2 months until SummerSlam. As of this week, 2 months until SummerSlam. Man, these next two, these next 2 months are going to be some of the best television for the Bloodline. Because I already told you, Roman's not missing any more shows. He's going to be on every show up until SummerSlam. That's it. He's going to be on every show. He might miss 1 or 2. I think I might have skipped over a couple dates. But for the most part, he's going to be on every single SmackDown leading into SummerSlam. So whatever story they got for us, I have a feeling it's about to get even crazier. And I can't wait. I think it's going to be one of the best storylines ever when it's all said and done. I will say this. I did see a report. I'm trying to remember exactly where it came. Was it MSN? It was MSN that Cody Rhodes was supposed to be on tonight's show. I'm happy he didn't show up. He's there for a dark match against The Miz. But I'm happy he didn't show up because that would have been... First off, that would have absolutely killed the brand split, although the brand split's already dead. But that just would have been... You would have already just given away where they were going. So, I like that he stayed off the show because it still leaves it it still leaves it up in the air how Cody's going to get back to Roman. But we all know... You all know that eventually we're going to get back to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And with the way things are moving, this storyline is moving very quickly. I have a feeling it is SummerSlam. We're going to end this at SummerSlam. I have a feeling that this is coming to a closing at SummerSlam because this is... Yeah, I do not see how you get this to WrestleMania next year. To me, this is where it ends. I think it is at SummerSlam. They already told you how it ends. Jimmy Uso has been excommunicated, so now Jey Uso will help Cody beat Roman. And that will be it. That will be the end of the longest reign since Pedro Morales. And people are saying, will The Rock get involved? Sure. Matter of fact, that's probably who Jimmy brings in. Jimmy brings in The Rock. And The Rock screws over Roman, and then we do Rock and Roman at WrestleMania 40. Nah, man, this has to be SummerSlam. This has to end at SummerSlam. It has to end. And as soon as Roman loses that belt, we move right into Rock and Roman. Hopefully. Again, like, to me, I don't know how many times I keep saying it, but I'm here thinking WrestleMania 39 was the time to do it. If you don't do Rock and Roman at WrestleMania 40, it's never happening. It's never going to happen. Because The Rock keeps teasing it. He teased it. I think it was WrestleMania weekend. The Rock teased, like, I'll be seeing you real soon. So, if by SummerSlam, we don't get a Rock appearance, or if by WrestleMania 40 at least, we don't get a Rock appearance, the match is not happening. And honestly, that's the only thing. When Roman loses those belts, the only thing left for him to do is fight The Rock. That's it. There's literally nothing else for him to do after that. There isn't. You've already made history as one of the longest reigning champions ever. Literally top 5. You've won all the belts. You won Rumble. You made it at WrestleMania 7 times. And you beat all the best. What is there left for Roman to do? Except fight The Rock. That's it. So, we'll have to see. We will have to see where things go because the rest of the show was garbage. And the only thing worth talking about is the Bloodline. Once this ends, I shudder to think where we go from here. But regardless, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen. Give me your thoughts down below about the Bloodline segment, about the world title, about what I talked about in terms of the future, about Money in the Bank, about Zelina Vega and LA Knight, and SmackDown in general. Because other than the last 30 minutes, this show, in my opinion, really wasn't worth your time.
Technically, Roman has 3 belts.
Again, I hope the other 2 belts were consolidated into one. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, y'all have the floor. What y'all in here talking about? Let me hear it. People are saying Adam Ritter... It's his birthday today? Or it was his birthday? Oh, his birthday was this week. Okay, well, happy belated birthday, Adam Ritter. What day was it? What day was your birthday? Yeah, let me see what you guys are saying about the new belt. Someone said the crowd is already tired. Project Santi says the crowd is already tired with Bianca. Yeah, she needs a gimmick change. Since Roman has a new title for his championship reign, now he has to give back the WWE and Universal title back. Well, yeah, I mean, I would think that him getting the new belt means he can get rid of the other two, so yeah. No one cares about Austin Theory. That comes from Sean Swaby. Baby. And AJ Styles had a birthday today. Yeah, AJ Styles is now 46 years old. God, man, I'm getting old. Seriously, I remember watching AJ 20 years ago. When he was 26, 25 years old. People, why y'all roasting Austin Theory so badly? Man, Austin Theory was pointless. They even went to Roman video package, yeah. Yeah, people are saying the John Cena promo was a bad idea because it made him look bad. I mean, it exposed him, that's for sure, but maybe that's what needed to happen. He needed to be exposed because he's garbage. Sorry. Oh, y'all were laughing at the Mia Yim tweet? Yeah, Mia Yim killed Top. Absolutely murdered. Murdered Top Dollar. Not nada. Hit Row getting ready to learn Chinese soon. Stop it. Bianca Belair just needs to go back to her more over heel roots. Yeah, we need a character change for Bianca now. We need a different direction for her because she's very bland, if I'm being honest with you. People are saying Bayley should not win. I'm not saying she should. I'm just predicting that she will. SmackDown was okay with lazy booking. I agree, Nelly Nell. 1000% agree. Minako42 says the world title was hot garbage. Not garbage, but garbage. Let me see. They could have at least brought back the 2020 Undisputed Championship. They could have. Maybe they should drop the Undisputed name. They should. There's no reason to call the Universal Championship Undisputed. You have a world title now. So it's just the Universal Championship again. Dylan Danger, I heard rumors that the new women's championship belts are coming to WWE. Well, they need to get rid of the Raw and SmackDown titles. For real. We gotta get some new belts. The Universal belt ain't as important as the WWE title, so if they fuse them, Roman's title is aligned with the WWE title. I hope so. I really do hope so, because that would be stupid if he went for the Universal title. Yeah, a lot of people were worried what's going to happen after the Bloodline storyline ends. They're going to have to try to make you care about the rest of this. They're going to have to try to make you care about the rest of the roster, which I don't see happening. I just don't. I just think the rest of the roster is just going to fall on deaf ears. It's going to fall on deaf ears because no one cares. Do you? Because I don't. Like, real talk. I've been trying to figure out for the longest time, and this is just me. I've been trying to figure out exactly Sorry. I've been trying to figure out exactly what they've been doing. Someone just sent me, let me see, big changes coming. Wrestle Tracker. They're saying the Raw and SmackDown women's titles will end and not be continued. Okay. Someone just sent me this message saying that WWE in just a couple of weeks will discontinue the Raw and SmackDown titles. They should have done that after WrestleMania. Honestly, that's just so weird. It's weird to me. That's all. That's all I can really say. It's just weird. Alright. I ain't got nothing else really to add here. Like I said, the show itself, 3/4 of it was boring, but the 1/4 that mattered was really good. So ultimately, thank you all so much. I appreciate you for making me a part of your day. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And of course, donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cashapp, and Venmo. We here for the next 2 months. I'm going to be doing Raw and SmackDown reviews. As much as I don't fucking like it, these shows are fucking stupid and pointless, but it's my job. This is the job that I signed up for, so I'm gonna follow through with it. I can't just pussyfoot around it and not do my job. But luckily for me, things are about to get a lot more interesting on the AEW side, so that should at least be good. I'm excited about what's to come on Dynamite, and then Collision coming up in a couple of weeks. SmackDown and Raw are really not worth a damn. I think Raw is gonna be a fucking chore to get through. But at least SmackDown has the Bloodline. And I think the Bloodline stuff is gonna carry SmackDown. The rest of the show, LA Knight. That's it. Like LA Knight and the Bloodline. That's all I care about. But the rest of that show is not really worth a damn. But we got Money in the Bank coming up, and then afterwards we begin to build to SmackDown. And then I'll play it by ear afterwards, because quite frankly, with the way things are looking, I might just turn this into an AEW channel. Because if Collision ends up being the show that I hope it is, I could do Dynamite, Collision, and then just do one video for WWE. If the weekly shows are not going to matter, that feels more right than anything else. So we'll play it by ear. But until then, thank you all so much for continuing to watch me. And always know that you guys are welcome back anytime. So I'm about to get out of here. This is Alyx, just Alyx, signing out right here in Alyx's world. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out. Peace.